Welcome back to Roofing Explained. Now, I'm going to surprise you with what I'm about to tell you here. If you get great products, I guess just say the best shingle, you get the best underlayment, the wood you got is brand new on your home, but you have terrible ventilation, it can all be for nothing. That's right, your brand new roof with that terrible ventilation, listen, it could fall apart sooner than you know what to do with. Ventilation is more important than you know what. And we've talked about it on previous episodes. And here on Roofing Explained, we're going to be talking to Mike Feazel today about just how important it is to make sure that that ventilation is done properly and what you can do as a homeowner to ensure your roof is going to last, well, a lifetime or as long as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, so first of all, we've talked about ventilation on other episodes, but if you could just briefly explain, no one thinks about ventilation when it comes to a roof. They think, okay, I'm getting great shingles, I'm getting great products, and it's going to be nailed down right, and I'm going to be good to go.
Yep.
What is ventilation, and why is it important on top of a roof and the new roofing system someone gets?
Yeah, great question. Asphalt shingles are made of asphalt.
Okay.
Asphalt has petrochemical oil in the asphalt that allows it to be waterproof and flexible.
Mm-hmm.
The heat buildup in your attic can get to 150 degrees in the summertime. So that 150 degrees is essentially putting those shingles in an oven, and it's baking the bottom side of the roof, and it's baking the oils out. So you can shorten a roof by 50% with improper ventilation. And there are estimates that are 75% of homes are underventilated. For me, ventilation, the most important part with ventilation is that it's mechanical. It is moved mechanically, whether through solar or power ventilation systems.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to get the heat out so that the shingles can last. In the wintertime, in a northern climate, the heat that's escaping from the home into the attic, that heat then condenses, turns to moisture. That moisture grows on the underside of the plywood and can cause rot and mold. Attic mold is very, very common.
Absolutely.
Also, the moisture sits in the insulation, which drops the R value, which lets more heat into the attic, which condenses, and now you get that snowball effect. And that's how you get attic mold. That's how you get wood rot.
It's amazing to me. We always think about the elements coming from the outside when it comes to a roof.
Yeah.
You think about hail, you think about wind, you think about rain, obviously. It was what's going to damage.
Yeah.
But so much of the damage can start right away from a new roof being built.
Yep.
And it starts from the inside. And it's amazing to me when you talk about condensation, humidity, heat, expanding, coming back in, retracting, just based on drops in temperature that could be 20 to 30 degrees, depending on where you're at in the country and the time of the year.
Yeah. Ventilation is for the health of the roof. It's also for the health of the home.
Mm.
So, and when I mean the health of the home, right, you can get mold into a home because of improper ventilation.
Yes.
So you can also cause a lot of structural damage to a home with improper ventilation, rotted plywood and other issues. So, but to have a roof that's going to last that suggested manufacturer's period, you're going to need a proper ventilation system. And it is one of the most overlooked things. Mechanical ventilation is far more expensive than ridge vent, but it is, to me, the only effective way to ventilate a home. They have thermostats that kick on in the summer when the temperature's too high. They have humidistats that kick on in the winter when the moisture content is too high. Your attic needs to stay cool and dry.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. And you can't do that, in my opinion, without mechanical airflow.
See, I mean, I just remember being a kid and being in Florida and going up to get the Christmas decorations that were in the attic. And we're talking like in November when we'd start going that, right?
Yeah.
And I'd open up that attic door in the garage and it'd be hot. Yeah. I mean, even if it was a decent day in Florida, I mean, it'd be so hot up there.
Yeah.
And so my question is really, number one, is there a way that you can tell besides it just opening up that door and it's just smoking hot when you open, the attic door and it's really cold, whatever it is?
Yeah.
Are there devices, are there rules of thumb that someone should be looking for, maybe a temperature up there compared to the outside to see if they have proper ventilation?
Yeah. I mean, in the evening, you should be within 10 of ambient. So if it's 80 outside, your attic can be 90. Could be as much as 15 degrees, but,
right.
and then during the day, during the heat of the day, within 15 degrees, and, for $20 at Home Depot, you can get a little laser thermometer. Just open up the hatch, stick it up there and pull the trigger and you'll know the temperature quickly. And I would say on average in the summertime, you'll see 130 to as much as 150. and that heat is all radiating up into the shingle and wiping it out, but then also down in the home, it's causing the air conditioning to run more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's wearing out the system. It's using more energy. So you've got cost there as well. That same thing happens in a northern climate when the insulation gets wet and damaged.
What if, Mike, somebody's out there and they're in a dry climate, they're in a place where maybe they perhaps have good weather year-round? I'm thinking a place like Arizona, where it's drier, it's a little bit warmer, it gets hot, but is ventilation as important in some of these drier climates as it is in places like your Floridas or your Midwest, where you're going to see snow and extreme heat? Is ventilation still important in all of these areas?
Equally.
Okay.
You just don't have the condensation issue.
Mm-hmm.
You're not losing heat in the wintertime that's going up into the attic and condensing and creating attic mold. So you wouldn't have attic mold in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Sure.
Right. Or in Vegas. But you will have the heat that's going to bake that attic or bake those shingles in that attic. You're going to get 150, maybe 160 in the summer out there. I don't know. But, I think it gets 120 ambient.
Yeah.
So that attic, 160, 180, I don't know.
Wow.
But, the ventilation's equally important there.
It's so true. I would highly recommend homeowners get someone out there, get a roofing contractor out there to check on the ventilation. You can do it yourself with one of those easy little guns you can buy over there at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
And then get some proper ventilation if you want. And then what you need to do is look at a product like a Roof Maxx to come out there and, revive the shingle if you've had it for a while. It's been warping maybe because of that.
Yeah.
You don't, I'm not going to say you don't need a new roof. I haven't seen your roof. What I can say is you can extend the life of your current roof with a combination of good ventilation and a roof rejuvenation right there. These are things you should be considering before moving immediately into replacement right now.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot here today, so I'm going to go check it out and see if I have good ventilation now.
In closing,
Yeah, please.
One thing I can say for sure, if your attic is 150 degrees, it's costing you money. It's costing you money on your air conditioning. It's costing you money on your heating. It's costing you money on your roof prematurely aging. So, and not to mention some other potential damages like attic mold. So, definitely spend the time to know what's going on in your attic.
You said it best when you said earlier, it's not just the health of your roof, it's the health of your home.
Correct.
That is being affected by ventilation.
Yeah.
So go get it checked out there, homeowners. You heard it here first on Roofing Explained with your roofing expert, Mr. Mike Feazel. We'll see you on the next episode.